Hello and welcome to another episode of Author Fan Face Off. We've got one great author, one big fan. We picked a book by that author and we're going to find out who knows it better. I am Steve Sheinkin and my co-host is, as always, the leaping librarian, Stacey Rattner. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Good to see you. We've done over 80 episodes of Author Fan Face Off. Can you believe it? And they're all online. Feel free to subscribe and check them all out. But today is an author and artist, Dan Santat. Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
And of course, hopefully today we're going to be talking about A First Time for Everything, this amazing graphic novel, memoir, I guess you could call it as well, of your, we're not going to talk too much about it because we don't want to give spoilers for the questions, but of a trip you made to Europe in middle school.
Yeah. My 3.5 years of therapy of just writing about myself and nitpicking about the little events of junior high.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, the art is just as good as it gets in comics, but the story is just as good. So yeah.
Thank you.
One of my favorite books I've read recently. And Stacey will introduce your challenger.
Oh, so excited to introduce Althea, 7th grader from upstate New York. And she is, let me get this straight, tuba, piano, ukulele singer.
Nice.
Ukulele playing singer, and who loves art and reading and everything else. So she's very well-rounded, an amazing individual, and we're just super excited to have her on the show. So are you guys ready?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, look, there's Althea. I think she's a silent winner here. All right. It's for Althea. What does Dan describe as the worst moment of his middle school experience?
Oh, the assembly.
Right. Yes. And Dan, you want to elaborate on that?
Do I want to elaborate on it? Sure. Yeah, it was a very painful time in my life. I was in front of 700 kids, literally the entire junior high. And, the part that I didn't illustrate in the book was that some kids wadded up paper balls and threw it at my head at the end. So
not a good time. And look at you now.
Look at me. I make I make books for kids. I'm perfectly 100%, mentally stable.
All right. So Dan, the kids on your trip to Europe are from these two American cities.
Okay. So I'm going to say St. Louis. And then what did I say? Did I say? I can't believe my contents of my own life. Did I say Los Angeles?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was just like, I either was very specific and said Camarillo or I said Los Angeles. And I think close enough.
All right. Very good. Off to a good start. And we're going to stick with cities for a little while. Althea, what is the first city the students visit in Europe?
Paris.
Yes.
There you go.
Hold it out. Paris, France. All right. And Dan, this is you got to give you little details. And I never know. I mean, it's called a memoir. I'm sure you made up some things or filled in things that you couldn't literally remember. But this is such a beautiful detail. I suspect it's true.
Okay.
Dan, he proved that he had been at a high school party by naming the band that was playing when the police arrived.
Oh, yeah.
What was that band?
Oh, it's De La Soul.
There you go.
Yeah. That is 100% true.
Okay, so we learned in the book, and Dan, maybe you can tell us some more about this, that when you're eating fondue, and that if you drop something into the fondue pot, you have to kiss the person next to you. How's that? Could I explain?
Yeah.
This is Althea. When this happened to Dan, where did Dan kiss Amy when they were eating the fondue?
Ear.
Never forget my first kiss.
Okay, and then when they were in Salzburg, Dan, what was spray painted on the wall in the house where you all stayed?
It said "Punk's not dead" in like hot pink spray paint.
Wow.
Yeah, because Helga's daughter was a total punk rocker. Amazing cook, by the way. She was a sweetheart. Yeah.
Okay, all tied up. Going into the next round, Althea, you ready? Okay, small details now. When they were in Salzburg, Amy gives Dan a gift, and it has his name on it. What was that? What was the present?
Ooh.
A lighter with the Eiffel Tower on it.
Yes.
Whoa,
Good.
okay.
Simplicity,
All right. Let's
Right.
roll that one out.
And this,
Yeah.
Dan, I mean, you had to know this was coming. You had to know a Fanta question was coming.
Sure.
And in our travels, your travels, that is, we see many flavors, beautifully illustrated.
Okay.
I want you to name 5 flavors.
Are you kidding me?
And there were more than 5.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Lemon, strawberry, orange, grape. Oh my gosh.
2 hours later.
Root beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Root beer. And there was also red cream.
oh my gosh.
Whatever flavor that is. Red cream. All right, you pulled it out. You pulled it out.
Okay, Althea. In England, towards the end of the book, Dan and Amy sneak into this sporting event.
Tennis match.
Do you take that?
Yeah, do you know which match it was?
No.
Well, you got the tennis right away. I will take that.
Yeah, I would give it. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan, you want to?
Yeah, it was Wimbledon. It was Wimbledon, one of the 4 major Grand Slams. You have the US Open, the French Open, the Australian Open, and Wimbledon, which is like, the crown jewel of all the Grand Slams.
All right. And then, well, here you go. Dan, who won Wimbledon that year in 1989?
Was it Stefan Edberg?
Oh no!
Oh no, God darn. Oh God. It was Boris Becker. It was Boris Becker. Right. Yeah.
All right.
You guys, those last questions were a little shaky, but I think we're still
Okay. You're very generous.
Yeah. Who's good? Let's just call it tied. Give you each a half point for that last one. And then I'm going to leave it up to this bonus question. This is the way we like it.
Wow.
This is the way
Okay.
we like it. It comes down to the wire. I'm going to ask a question. In this case, unlike the others, just raise your hand or hit your buzzer. See that buzzer we installed in your house? Really raise your hand and let me know you know the answer, and I'll call on you. Okay? Okay, now we're going back to the beginning of the trip when they're in Paris, and Dan and some other kids eat at a restaurant. And Dan eats all of these on the table thinking that they're free. What items were they?
Was it bread?
Fan face up, you will know more. Out the fan face up, where can you score?